participating. So end the poll, share results. All right. So I believe this should be on the screen now, correct? You guys seeing this? Hello?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So first question. How long should you wash your hands for? So 3 of you, so the majority of people got 20 seconds. 20 seconds is correct. That's the happy birthday to you sung twice. 20 seconds doesn't seem like that long until you start singing happy birthday to yourself twice. I mean, it's longer than you think. And it's about twice as long as most people wash their hands. They have done studies where they have people sit in public bathrooms and they time how long people, leave the stall, go to the sink before they leave. The average person spends about 6 seconds washing their hands, which is not enough. So 20 seconds, happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday, dear whoever, happy birthday to you, one more time. So that's lathering up. I gave you hand washing instructions at the back of this notebook. I know it seems ridiculous to have to learn how to wash your hands, but you saw that glow germ thing. It's really like you really during a pandemic, like go like this on your fingers with the soap. Go like this, and then rinse it all off. So soap has magical powers. We're gonna learn how to make soap, and I'm so sad we're not in school because making soap is super fun. It's really dangerous, and then you end up with this beautiful soap. You could go blind, you could burn your skin, but you wear gloves, you wear goggles. It's soap is magic. So soap. Well, hello, good morning, Mr. Guillaume. Welcome to our class.
Good morning, everyone.
So we're just talking about the magic of soap. So soap has this chemical property that allows it to attach to dirt, and on the other end to attach to water. So it also has a property of the fats in soap actually surround and break apart viruses. So they literally kill viruses, attach to the dirt, and then because they attach to the water, it brings it off your hands and down the drain. So soap is fantastic. A lot of rubbing, a lot of wiping. We're in a food safety unit. And the food safety in a pandemic, extra hand washing. So 20 seconds. So 3 out of you got that right. So now we all know 20 seconds. All right.
Question.
Food safety. Sorry.
What if we wash 20 is the minimum? What is longer okay?
Is longer okay?
Yeah, in terms of like effectiveness.
So what would be the downside of washing longer? Anybody have any thoughts about that? Is there a downside of washing for 30 seconds or 50 seconds? So I don't think so. It's sort of like sometimes I would say this: more isn't going to hurt, except it's sort of like more is not always better. I mean, in the case of hand washing, so my husband washes his hands 62 times a day. He's a doctor. He washes his hands before and after every person he sees, and then every time he uses the bathroom, and his hands can get really dry. He does not wash for longer than he needs to. Yeah, daily moisturizing lotion, right? So you don't want to have dry hands, because what's one of the things we learned about, we saw in one of the videos, somebody that had cracked skin on their hands. What happens? It's sort of like a cracked skin on the cutting board. I mean, cracked wood on the cutting board. What happens if you have cracked skin? What can get into the cracks?
The bacteria can hide in there.
Bacteria can hide in there. And plus, if your hands are hurting because they're like dry and chapped, then you're going to not feel like washing your hands for as long as you need to the next time. So one of the things that when we get to making soap, and I just might make soap and show you as a demo, I make a soap that I call a luxury soap, which has a little extra fat in it, so that there's it's a long story, but it basically it leaves a little bit of moisturizing behind, even though it's effective. It's a little fancy because it keeps your hands moist, but it's also not so drying. So the answer is, I don't think more hurts unless you make your hands chapped and dry. But it's like if they tell you to take 1 teaspoon of a medicine, 2 teaspoons isn't necessarily better. So, usually experts do their best to find a balance of, what people will do and what's needed. All right, so why do food safety experts recommend never washing meat or poultry? Because this is a common cause of cross-contamination. Bacteria on the meat or poultry can splash on surfaces. Bacteria in chicken will be killed by cooking to proper temperature. Okay, so these are actually all true, but you're right that this one has nothing to do with washing. So it is a common cause of cross-contamination, and it can splash on surfaces. I did do a little bit of reading about this last night because this is one of those myths. So food safety experts definitely recommend never washing meat or poultry in your home kitchen, because of our home kitchens have a sink right next to where our dishes are draining, and they right next to where our kitchen counter, and our sink is in the middle of everything else. In a commercial kitchen, you might have a sink that you use for washing your poultry and meat, because you might be getting, if you're getting chicken from a local farm, it might actually be dirty. There might still be a feather on it. You might have to pull some of the pin feathers out, and then you might want to rinse it off. It's not like rinsing it off is dangerous. What's dangerous is splashing. So if you can control the splashing, but again, in commercial kitchens, there are a different set of protocols. So we're talking about food safety at home right now. I know many families are in the habit of washing meat and poultry. And so it is really important to understand why the experts recommend not doing it. I'm not saying you shouldn't do it. I'm saying that, if my sink was ever empty and I didn't have dishes in the dish drainer and my counter next to the sink was empty, I might feel like I had some dirty chicken. I might feel like I needed to rinse it, but then I'd need to sanitize the entire. I never have an empty sink and an empty drain board and an empty counter. So I could never safely wash chicken. And this is the important thing, the third question, bacteria in chicken will be killed by cooking to proper temperature. That's the point. The point is, even if you rinse it, you're not going to really rinse the bacteria that's in the chicken off. The chicken is not on the surface. The bacteria is not just on the surface. If it's there, it's in the flesh. So you have to cook it to the proper temperature to get rid of it anyway. So if you wash it, you're just risking getting that bacteria places where you won't be cooking. And that's the point. You're not going to be cooking your plates in the dish drainer, and you're not going to be cooking your counter. You're just going to end up with chicken germs, bacteria, etc. So again, I feel like I'm emphasizing this one because so many people, everybody I know, believes that washing chicken is a thing. And it's something food safety experts really want you to know is risky. Should vegetables be washed in warm